Hello and welcome to that Dhari B. I'm broke. I think you could tell why. So since I really need to cut back on spending money on random games, I can start spending money on extremely cheap games for the DS. It's a foolproof tactic. Alright, I may have brought a few more than I should have. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, my lights have gone out, so I'll need to plug in the fabled IKEA brand power bank to my lighting, and it should last for around 10 more minutes if we're lucky. Right, let's talk about cheap games. £5, Professor Layton and the Lost Future. This was an installment in the Professor Layton puzzle game series, and it may actually be worth the money I paid for it. You go around a future version of London, trying to get back to the present day. You also meet your past self and stuff, and while you're at it, solve a bunch of random puzzles that locals give you. I really can't say this ever happens in real life though, as I've never had a random Londoner come up to me and give me like a crossword or something. Oi, you talking to me?
Yeah, you. How many white and black squares can you simultaneously get through? Here. You alright?
All jokes aside, the puzzles are actually pretty fun and challenging, and I've actually played it quite a few times since I bought it. Do you know what I haven't played more than a few times though? Yes, you're right, 42 all-time classics. At £2.50, 42 whole games may sound like a bargain and a half, but then you realise almost all of them are card games. Look, I thought we got rid of that stuff last time, but no, now we have a card game collection, which for some reason is a 12+. Sorry, I don't understand how humanoid squids shooting their own blood at each other is okay for 7-year-olds. But Solitaire? The kids must be protected! I just realised that Nintendo put bowling in a heck of a lot of games in the late 2000s. Wii Sports Resort, 42 all-time classics. Was it worth going through a bowling phase? I'm not complaining though. I can now play bowling in a tree, in a car, locked in a cupboard. It's great! I'm glad I don't need to go any cheaper at this point though. Oh. It seems like everything on my shelf's been reclaimed, so I guess I'll have to stop buying games. Ha, no. £1.50, Brain Training. Now this is the one game that you can't escape from in Computer Exchange, so the fact that people are trying to sell it on eBay for £40 baffles me. Not just because it's more common than The Sims on Discord, but also because who wants this game out of the thousands on the DS? Anyway, it's basically a game which tests the age of your brain and gives you activities to improve them, all made by the disembodied face himself, Dr. Kawashima. Oh yeah, and it can't recognise 4s. Moving on, we have Platinum Sudoku for £1.50, and it's just Sudoku. I mean, were you expecting anything else? You basically have 2 different trainers which you can pick from, a couple of themes, and that's it. I mean, it's cheaper than a newspaper, so I guess it's worth it. £1.50, 100 classic books collection. We'll go ahead, turn my video game console into a blooming Kindle. This game basically is an e-reader with a bunch of classic books on it. So I mean, the title isn't lying. You hold the DS sideways like a book, which is basically the main gimmick for every Touch Generations game, and then you will read. What do you think it would be? GTA? If it was, it would actually have an age rating. Let me repeat that. It doesn't have an age rating. Okay, on to the next game, Cooking Guide.
Can't decide what to eat.
How do you think I'm supposed to afford food? I can barely afford DS games. So basically, Cooking Guide is a 50p audio and visual based cookbook which includes a whole range of recipes that I could have just looked up on BBC Good Foods. I know I'm great with money. Think you've had enough training for the day? Think your vision is perfect? Well then you're wrong. Sight Training is a 50p game which gives you access to improve your vision. Didn't we already have this before? Anyway, the people who traded this in didn't wipe it, so when I first opened the game I was greeted with save files of Millie, Jack, Millie. How old am I? Well, according to the game I'm in my 40s, which is just a downright insult. Lastly, for 50p we have Walk With Me, and oh my goodness, it's a DS game with bloomin' me's. Well, I can't wait to start playing this game. I mean, maybe we can go in. Well, that was a waste of 50p. The game doesn't come with the required trackers, which means I can't play it, which means it doesn't deserve to be in my collection. Well, that was a look at what you could get on a budget from the DS, and because of that, the only thing that I have left are my games. And because of that, the only thing that I have left is my torch. And because of that, the only thing I have left is my